Mr. Ahmed Matar. I am Adam Sadat, and I'm going to present my project about land biomes. What is a land biome, you may ask me? Well, a land biome is an area of land that has a similar climate and has similar communities of animals and plants. There are many different kinds of the terrestrial biomes, which are defined in the terms of their plants, such as shrubs and grasses and trees. Here in the following photo, we have a picture of the world's main biomes, which are tundra, taiga, montane, alpine, tundra and mountain forest, steppe, tropical rainforest, mixed and deciduous forest, savanna, desert, and Mediterranean vegetation. Classification of land biomes. There are six main kinds of biomes, which are 1. Rainforest, 2. Taiga, 3. Temperate deciduous forests, 4. Grasslands, 5. Desert biomes, and finally 6. Tundra. First, we'll begin with desert biome. The deserts are primarily defined by their lack of rain and overall lack of water, which they generally get 10 inches or less than rain in a year, which means they have minimal rainfall per year, which is not good for growing plants. They also have dry soil with little to no surface water and high evaporation. Deserts are so dry that sometimes rain evaporates before it can hit the ground, which may be bad for self-growing plants there, because they need the rainwater so they can grow by themselves. Also, deserts are so dry and their humidity is low, they cannot insulate the ground. As a result of this, they get very hot during the day, but they don't hold the heat overnight. Some deserts can reach temperatures of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and drop below freezing 32 degrees Fahrenheit during the night, which means they are very, very hot at the day and very, very cold at the night. The animals in the desert have adapted to survive in it despite its extreme temperatures and the lack of water and hardness. Many animals sleep during the day because of the hot weather and come out when it's cooler of the night, because at night it's at least cooler, so animals can live during the night and they sleep during the day due to high temperature. What, animals that live in the desert have also adapted to needing little water, which means they can live without water for a lot of time. Many get all the water and they need and from the food they eat. For example, cactus. When you get cactus and you divide it, you find in some water in it. Also, some animals store fat to use when the food is scarce, such as the camel. It stores fat in its hump, while other animals store up their reserves in their tails. Desert animals include meerkats, camels, reptiles, such as honored toads, scorpions, and grasshoppers. And here's a picture of more animals that live in the desert, such as the Bactrian camel, South African lion, pronghorn, etc. Only some certain types of plants can only survive in the harsh climatic environment of the desert. These plants include cactus, shrubs, grasses, and short trees, which are shown in the following photo. Most of these plants have a way to store water in their stems, leaves, or trunks, so they can survive a long time without water. It means when some water falls to the ground, their roots, leaves, or whatever they have absorbs this water, so can they use it to drink by themselves instead of getting instead of drinking water. They also tend to be spread out from each other, and they have a large root system, so they can gather up all the water possible when it does rain. For example, it rains a lot within an area near a cactus plant. Due to its long root system, it may have roots that are in this area, and they absorb the water from underground to feed this cactus plant. Next up, we've got the grassland biome. Grasslands are generally located between deserts and forests. Temperate grasslands are wide expanses of land filled with low-growing plants such as grasses and wildflowers. Grasslands get 10 to 35 inches of rain per year, which is not enough to grow tall trees and produce a forest. So grasslands are like very short grasses, and they don't grow into forests because due to the lack of the rain. The temperate grasslands have seasons that include a hot summer with highs of 100 degrees Fahrenheit and the cold winters with and it also lowers than negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. There is a wide variety of animals that live in these grasslands. They include animals such as prairie dogs, wolves, turkeys, eagles, weasels, foxes, geese, and bobcats. A lot of smaller animals hide down in the grasses, such as mice and snakes and rabbits. And here in this figure are examples of the animals that live in the grasslands. Here we can see prairie dogs, wolves, turkeys, bald eagles, etc. There are different kinds of grass that grow in different areas of these grasslands, where the grass usually depends on the amount of rain that the area gets. In winter grasslands, some tall grasses can grow up to 6 feet high. In drier areas, the grasses grow shorter, maybe only a foot or two tall. The temperate grassland biomes plays an important role in human farming and food because they are used to grow staple crops such as wheat and corn, and they are also good for grazing livestock and such as cattle. Yeah, which means people sometimes go there and make their cattle eat from the grass of the grasslands. They also use it in farming to farm wheat, corn, and feed each other, and it has many different uses. Third, the tundra biome. The tundra biome is one of the coldest biomes on Earth. It has a treeless plain where harsh conditions make it hard for animals and plants to survive. Around 20% of the Earth's surface is tundra biome. Tundra gets about 10 inches of precipitation per year, which is mostly snow. This means that it gets so low rain that even most of it is snow, which means it's not good for growing plants there. The tundra biome has two seasons, a long winter and a very short summer. Winter in the tundra lasts about 8 months of the year, and it's extremely cold. The tundra is frozen and often covered with the snow during the winter, and these temperatures can reach up to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very cold. However, summer is shorter than the winter. In the middle of the summer, the sun is up for 24 hours and the temperatures may reach 50 degrees Fahrenheit, causing the snow to melt and wetlands to form. Which means that they have the sun for 24 hours per day. One day equals the whole sun in the sky. Plants that grow in the tundra include grasses, shrubs, herbs, and lichens. They grow in groups and stay low to the ground to stay protected from the icy winds. Additionally, plants tend to have shallow roots and flower quickly during the short summer months, which means that the plants grow in groups. They are very low because they don't have a lot of rain, and also there are icy winds that they need to get protected from. Also, they flower quickly during the short summer months. The tundra biome has a lot more animal activity during the summer, which is because most birds migrate south for the summer. The insects lay the eggs that they wait for the summer so they could hatch. Some mammals even hibernate for the winter. There are even some animals like the caribou which migrate south for the winter. In contrast, some animals have adapted to the winter in tundra, which means some animals don't migrate to the south like the other animals, and they have adapted to the icy cool weather of tundra biome. These animals have fur, and the fur of some of these animals, like the Arctic hares, foxes, or even the polar bears, change from brown in the summer to white in the winter, and to blend in with the snow. Tropical rainforests are lush and warm all year long. These temperatures don't even change much between the day and the night. The average temperature in tropical rainforests ranges from 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 to 30 degrees Celsius. The environment is pretty wet in tropical rainforests, maintaining a high humidity of 77 to 88% all year round, which means that it has a very high humidity rate per year because of the rain. The yearly rainfall ranges from 80 to 400 inches or 200 to 1000 centimeter, which is a very big amount of rain. It can rain very hard. It can downpour as much as 2 inches or 5 centimeter in an hour, which means that the rainfall has a huge drop rate. Most trees in the tropical rainforest have thin, smooth bark. They don't need the thick part to keep them from drying out because the rainforest is so wet. Also, smooth bark makes it difficult for other plants such as epiphytes to grow on the tree surface. Tropical rainforests are home to half the plant and animal species on Earth, which means they have a lot of animal species that exist on Earth. Scientists believe that there is such a great diversity of animals in the tropical rainforests because they are one of the oldest ecosystems on Earth. Some forests in Southeast Asia have been around for at least 100 million years, ever since the dinosaurs roamed the Earth, which means that some of these ecosystems are old, that some of them even existed when dinosaurs were living in the earth. In this picture, we have some pictures for some rainforest animals, such as the red-eyed frog, African forest elephant, two-toed sloth, butterflies, anacondas, etc. Next, we move on to the temperate rainforests. Temperate rainforests are wet, like they are also very wet, but they are not as rainy as the tropical rainforests. The rains range from 600 to 200 inches, or in other words, 150 to 500 centimeters per year, or each year, while the other moisture comes from the coastal fog that lingers on the trees, which means that some coastal fog comes and lingers on the trees, which causes moisture more than the moisture from the rain. The fog provides about 7 to 12 inches or 18 to 7 to 12 inches of rain each year. The temperate forests are a lot cooler than the tropical rainforests, but the temperatures are still mild. With- They often have two distinct seasons, one long wet winter and a short drier summer. In this figure, we have a photo of the temperate rainforests. There are 10 to 20 species of trees in the temperate rainforest that are mostly coniferous, meaning that they have needles. Trees in temperate rainforests can live much longer than humans. Some live up for to 1000 years, which is a lot. Tropical rainforests have a bigger variety of trees and hundreds of species, in fact. These trees are mostly broadleaf trees and have a short lifespan. They usually live to 50 to 100 years, which means that trees live in this biome live a lot more than humans. And here is a picture showing the temperate rainforests of northwestern North America with some trees and some animals that live in this biome. In the temperate rainforests, we can find a different set of many amazing animals. Most of these animals live on or near the forest floor where they are protected from the wind and rain by the trees above. Many birds and small mammals such as chipmunks, a kind of squirrel, like to eat seeds that fall on the forest floor. A lot of insects live in the temperate rainforest. Most of them even live in the tree bark, decomposing dead and plant matter or mossy areas. Birds and amphibians like to eat these insects. Some mammals in the temperate rainforest include deer and bobcats. Cougars and bobcats are the top predators in these biomes. Here is a picture for live in this biome.